Max Holloway has cemented himself as one of the greatest fighters in the featherweight division. Holloway dominates opponents through his fast, technical striking paired with elite jiu-jitsu skills. Although he lost his title in late 2019, there's no doubt that Holloway is far from done. Holloway grew up on Oahu, Hawaii, and graduated from Waianae High School in 2010, where he began to learn kickboxing. Max currently trains at a Gracie Technicals Honolulu, Legacy Muay Thai, and Tactical Strength and Conditioning. Max started his MMA career at 19, amassing a 4-0 record. Holloway caught the attention of many scouts due to his flashy kicks, knees, and elbows. Holloway would be signed to the UFC in 2012, becoming the youngest fighter on the roster at the time. Holloway would make his promotional debut filling in against the veteran Dustin Poirier. Poirier would show off his wrestling pedigree in the bout, catching Holloway in an armbar and forcing Max to tap out in the very first round. In Holloway's second UFC fight, he would face Pat Schilling. Holloway would dominate the fight throughout, almost finishing off Schilling multiple times, resulting in his first UFC win. Holloway would then defeat Justin Lawrence via TKO after a body shot connected flush, dropping Lawrence to the ground. Holloway would then fill in to fight Leonardo Garcia. The fight would go back and forth, with Holloway outlining Garcia 120-89. Holloway would pick up the close split decision victory. Holloway would then face Dennis Bermudez, and the fight would go the distance, with Holloway controversially losing the split decision, while clearly winning the bout within the cage. Coming off the loss, Max would face Conor McGregor before both fighters would become stars in their own respect in the summer of 2013. The bout would go the distance, with both fighters having their moments. However, Holloway would be defeated by the up-and-coming McGregor via unanimous decision. After the loss to McGregor, Max Holloway would go on a complete tear. He would finish promotional newcomer Will Chope via TKO in the second round. Then he would follow it up by submitting Andre Fili via guillotine choke, and then he would dominate newcomer Clay Gollard. He would follow up that win by a first-round knockout against Akira Kurosani. Holloway was on fire, but his streak was just starting. In 2015 alone, Holloway would put away Cole Miller, choke out Cub Swanson, TKO Charles Oliveira in the first round, and then put away veteran Jeremy Stephens in a very lopsided decision. The competition would take a step up, but Holloway was more than ready. He would defeat Ricardo Lamas in what was an electrifying bout. Riding his 9-fight win streak, Holloway was given an interim title belt shot against the former champion Anthony Pettis. Both strikers would have their moments. However, Holloway would double Pettis' strikes, eventually finishing off the former champ in the third round with a barrage of punches. Holloway would secure the interim title. Holloway would then face the longtime king of the featherweight division, Jose Aldo. Aldo was coming off a win over Frankie Edgar for the title belt. Aldo would show off his lethal striking in the early rounds, catching Holloway clean with a couple big shots, but Holloway would rally and defeat the former champion in the third round, dropping Aldo with big punches and claiming the UFC featherweight gold. Holloway and Aldo would rematch for the belt in the summer of 2017, this time Holloway as the champion. The fight played out just like the first. Aldo would unleash his best shots in the early rounds, but Holloway would weather the storm and come back in the third round, finishing off Aldo via TKO to defend his title belt. For Holloway's second title defense, he would face Brian Ortega in the main event at UFC 231. Holloway would simply outclass Ortega during the bout. The fighters traded for the better of 3 rounds, but Holloway laid it all out on the fourth. Holloway would catch Ortega clean, punch after punch, ultimately forcing a doctor's stoppage following the round. Holloway broke the record for most significant strikes in one fight with 290, and would also break the record for landing 134 of those strikes in the single round, and setting the record for the most victories in the UFC Featherweight division with 15. Holloway would then move up a weight class to face Dustin Poirier in a rematch for the interim UFC Lightweight Championship. Both fighters would have good showings, fueling a back-and-forth brawl. However, Poirier would have the upper hand again, winning the bout via unanimous decision. A bout against Frankie Edgar was scheduled a third time and eventually took place in the main event at UFC 240. Holloway would easily outstrike Edgar, and the fight would go the distance, with Holloway winning the unanimous decision, defending his belt for a third time. In Holloway's fourth title defense, he would face surging prospect Alexander Volkanovski. The fight would be a thriller, with both fighters landing big, damaging shots. However, Holloway would get outstruck 134 to 157. After a close 25-minute bout, Holloway would disappointingly lose the unanimous decision and his title belt. While Max Holloway does not have the title around his waist anymore, his success against top-tier competition can never be ignored. Holloway steamrolled many longtime legends and former champions. Max is undoubtedly the greatest featherweight to ever step into the octagon. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and don't forget to subscribe. More content coming shortly. Thank you so much for watching. This is MMA Plug signing off. Peace.